Sandra Bullock is in a new movie this week. Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum are going to be starring in The Lost City. That's cool. That's coming out this week. Okay. Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. Let's talk about Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum that are going to be starring in The Lost City this week. And they recount in an interview how they first met. She recounts an awkward first meeting with Channing Tatum. Apparently, they first met each other after their children got into some drama at preschool. Okay, well, that's interesting. And a little bit, So what's happening here? In a recent interview with the New York Times to discuss The Lost City, Bullock and Tatum revealed that they actually met each other prior to filming due to an incident at the school which both their children attended. According to the actors, Bullock's daughter and Tatum's daughter got into some drama at their preschool. Okay, so they both met. They were both trying to alpha each other out. And I guess they met in the principal's office. Tatum says, "I've blocked it all out." Bullock says, "There's some PTSD attached to it. We met through drama in the principal's office at preschool. We were called in together because the children's names were trying to alpha the other one out, and we prayed it was the other's child that was causing the damage." So that's how they met, and I hope that kind of an experience pays off when we see the movie The Lost City that comes out this week, because that's some interesting fare. I felt like, you know what, I'm a huge Sandra Bullock fan, and I am looking forward to that movie this weekend. So hopefully, from what I can tell, it looks like that chemistry that they have, that chemistry that they have is going to be cool. It looks like it's in there, so it looks like they're having fun with each other. They're in like that rom-com thriller kind of thing, spy thriller. She's a novelist and she gets kidnapped by Daniel Radcliffe. Channing Tatum is the person that's supposed to be the hero of the novels but tries to be a hero in real life. It just looks like a lot of fun, and I just felt like I wanted to start off the stories with that today. But what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. You're watching Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, where we actually do talk about the headlines. We just led off with that story. Darth Vader's solo movie. Really? Crazy Rich Asians 2 has a new writer. Thor 4 has some reshoots. Morbius. There's a lot of Morbius news to cover today. Jared Leto has some quotes about some crossovers. He has some quotes about Tron 3. Really? I don't know about that. I really don't know about Passion of the Christ 2. We got an update on that. And the Oscars are courting Beyonce to perform this Sunday. Billie Eillish is going to perform as well. And I got to weigh in with my thoughts about what's wrong with the Oscars and stuff like that. So you'll have to bear with me for that. And we got some various headlines too that we'll take a look at. And if you're watching us live, guys, I'll always pay attention to you in the live chat. If you're watching us afterwards, all of these topics will be linked in time codes in the description and comments section below. Okay, with that being said, we're a live movie news show, guys, Monday to Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern, right there. And if you want to follow me on all the social medias, there you go. Okay, let's talk about Darth Vader, one of my favorite villains of all time, if not the most significant villain. So this is just a little editorial that came up on MovieWeb, why Darth Vader deserves a standalone film. And I started reading it, and I was kind of like, well, you know, we're going to see Darth Vader in that Obi-Wan series that's just around the corner. So I feel like, okay, well, maybe that could lead into a solo film. So if you want to go and read this article, I'm just going to touch on some of the highlights. That we know that Hayden Christensen's coming back to play him in the Obi-Wan series. But this article lays out some reasons that the fans want it. Do the fans want it? I was thinking about that. A solo Darth Vader film that would, well, be all about him hunting down the rest of the Jedi? Well, yes. Of course I would love to see that. That's what I thought episode 3 was going to be about. I thought episode 2 was going to be more about like what episode 3 was, the fall of the Jedi. But and then episode 3 would have been all about him hunting down Jedi and Obi-Wan trying to bring him back to the light side. I thought that's the way that the prequels were going to be set up, but I was wrong. But you know what? I still like the prequels, but the fans want it. Yes, every time that Darth Vader's on the screen that we've seen so far, he in Rogue One and in what else was he? Guys, help me out here. Not just Rogue One. He was also just in. I can't remember right now. But anyway, yes, people want to see him. They want to see more Darth Vader. Why am I drawing a blank on it, guys? Okay. Oh yeah. We saw him that. We heard him breathing in that Obi-Wan trailer. But we know that he's going to be in that for sure. So we're going to see Darth Vader a lot. So does that mean that it warrants his own movie? I'm just kind of like, I don't know, guys. I want to know your thoughts on it for sure, because eventually it would just lead into episode 4 and the events of Rogue One, pretty much, right? And if you're going to do that, then you might as well just start remaking A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and stuff like that. You might as well remake that. The thing is, with Darth Vader, you know what? James Earl Jones isn't getting any younger, guys. He's 91. Now, could they get somebody else to do the voice? Yes, but I mean, come on. He's so iconic as the Darth Vader voice. It's hard to think that, yeah, voice actors can emulate him and get that voice to sound sort of like him, but he's 91 now, guys. He's 91, and he's got that same thing that Patrick Stewart and Christopher Lloyd had that I talked about yesterday, where the older people, their voice just starts to go. It changes. It doesn't have the same volume to it. And I think we sort of noticed that a little bit with Rogue One. We'll have to see how that plays out with the Vader appearances in Obi-Wan. I'm sure that James Earl Jones will come back to voice that part, but he's 91, so it's like he's not going to be around for too much longer. And if you're going to reboot the prequels, you might as well just go full tilt and recast them with younger actors in there. And yeah, that's what I would do. But Darth Vader solo movie, I felt like I wanted to touch on that because it caught my eye. And if it caught my eye, then I want to talk about it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it. Crazy Rich Asians 2 has a new writer. Okay, so we heard the other week from Henry Golding saying that he really wanted to get this underway, and he was bugging the director for any kind of update. Well, we got an update. A newcomer, Amy Wang, who is of Chinese and Australian descent, is taking over from Peter Chiarelli and Adele Lim, who left the franchise following a pay dispute. Ooh, no, that's not good. So, you know what? Here's the thing. This is what I don't understand. Crazy Rich Asians is based off a series of novels. So you got the source material. Why is it taking so long? For 4 years to adapt a novel? No, I don't buy it. I can't get on board with that, guys. Yes, it grossed over 238.5 million worldwide. And people really wanted to see the sequel. Like that, all of those scripts should have been ready to go right away. Like, we shouldn't be having these issues with scripts saying, oh, I just want to get the writing right. Well, you got the story, you got the base story to go off of. So just like, seriously, what's going on here? It gets me a little bit hot. Deadline was the first to report Wang's hiring. But this is the Hollywood Reporter. Who is this Amy Wang? Let's take a look at her IMDb. Amy Wang is a director and writer known for Unnatural, Wendy, and The Birch. So let's take a look at her credits here. Director, The Birch TV series, 5 episodes, and it looks like she's done a lot of shorts. She's a writer on those shorts, and she's been tapped to write Crazy Rich Asians 2. A relatively unknown person is going to be writing a huge sequel. I don't understand it. Pay dispute. Something about that just doesn't smell right. It just, yeah. I'm not too happy about reading about that. Thor, Love and Thunder is just around the corner, guys, and it's going through its reshoots. And reportedly, it's filming its reshoots right now with Christian Bale, who plays Gore the God Butcher. Okay, Gore the God Butcher. I can't wait to see some actual footage of him in his costume, because you can see that this is what he's going to sort of look like, hopefully. It'll be like prosthetics or CGI. I'm not too sure. But you know what? Reshoots are just a thing of the trade now. It's not uncommon for even massive reshoots. Just like there's small pickup things that they need to film, additional scenes, or they want to retake the accent for a certain scene. And when I mean accent, like they got the base plate for something, but they want to highlight something, so they accent it with another shot. That's what I mean. But they're under reshoots right now, and it's still going to be slated for, what is it, just this July that it comes out, Thor Love and Thunder. So yeah, it's got it listed right here, July 8th. Thor Love and Thunder. We still haven't seen a teaser trailer for that. I'm guessing we're going to get one maybe with Morbius. I heard rumblings like a couple weeks ago that we were supposed to get one. They got to put it out before May, though. If May, June, July, that would be 2-month window of marketing for Thor 4. If they put it out with Doctor Strange. I think Thor Love and Thunder's trailer's got to be soon. It's got to be soon. But reshoots now with Christian Bale. Okay, we'll keep our eye on that. Morbius, Jared Leto hints at future crossovers with Marvel villains. Okay, so, well, we know that Michael Keaton's Vulture is going to be in the Morbius movie, so that sort of attaches him to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Maybe not, though. Apparently, this could be a different version of Vulture. That would be too convoluted, I think. I think they would just mean that Vulture got brought in during the time strain. Because if you look at this clip where they talk about this, he says that the film version of Morbius, he's part of a larger universe. And now that the multiverse has officially opened and there's all kinds of opportunities for villains to meet up. Okay, so that's what he says in this video that came out the other day, Morbius Vignette Universe. Now, I did pull up a small little... okay, guys, why is it doing that? Okay, we'll have to go to here. And it's doing that because sorry about that, guys. So, this is the Morbius vignette, and let's just take a look at what he said. Just that small little clip that reiterates and corroborates what I just said about him talking about it being in the same universe.
And there's all kinds of opportunities for villains to meet up.
Are you here to heal the world?
Yeah, okay, so there you go. And you heard... what was it, Jared Harris there in the background. So this little vignette was like only 50 seconds long. And he talks about Morbius and how the multiverse opened up. And it's going to bring in the opportunity for more villains. So we'll have to see how that plays out. And yes, I always thought this was going to lead into the Sinister Six, right? I thought this was going to lead into the fact that Morbius is part of Spider-Man's villains. And they do talk about Venom in this vignette too. So they talk about Venom, but that Venom is not part of Tom Holland's universe. The Tom Hardy Venom is not part of Tom Holland's universe. We got that from the post-credit scenes in Spider-Man No Way Home, which is a real bummer. I don't know why they did that, but I'm guessing just because of licensing issues. It just bums me out. So Matt Smith agreed to play Morbius MCU villain because he gets to fly and kill people. Loaxius, I don't know how to pronounce that. Loxius Crown, a.k.a. Hunger, is the villain in Morbius. So I'm sorry, I should have looked up how to pronounce that name, but I'm sure the movie will tell us somehow. And did I not activate that ad and close it down? Bummer. Okay, so he just explains that what drew him to his character is that he gets to play a bad guy. Well, of course, he gets to fly and kill people. Check out Smith's full comment below, which we will do. Okay, let's take a look at his quote here. I've always been obsessed with vampire films, frankly, and the mythical power of them. The idea that this was a superhero monster movie I was really interested in. Great director, really fabulous cast attached to it, and I was interested in the idea of being able to fly and kill people, all that sort of stuff. So we know that he's the villain in this. Well, there's Morbius there. He's not the he's not the bad guy. We haven't seen what he's going to look like as the bad guy yet. But Morbius is just around the corner. It's like a week and a half away, guys. So I'm definitely going to be seeing that opening day. But there's not really much more else to talk about Morbius there. There's a little bit more with Jared Leto, so let's get into that. Jared Leto talks Tron. Jared Leto offers promising Tron 3 movie update. Wow, okay. It's been a little bit of a long time since Tron Legacy. And we always knew that they had the idea of making a third Tron movie, like they wanted to make it a trilogy. But you know what? Jeff Bridges is getting up there now, guys. And it says that as of 2010 is when Tron Legacy came out. So we're 11 years after. So that's, yeah. And Jeff Bridges isn't getting any younger, guys. Jared Leto could star in the Tron reboot, which they should. They need to bring on somebody else because let's face it. Let's just face the facts here, guys, that Garrett Hedlund here, as much as he had like the ripped abs, he had the charisma of a doorknob. Like he was just so lifeless. I understand that you're trying to look for somebody who's got like the jawline and, you know, the looks of a star, but he's not the star. He's not a main man, leading kind of person. Jared Leto is. So let's take a look at this quote that he says. I'm a super fan of Tron, and we're working hard on Tron with our incredible partners at Disney. Just an amazing group of creative people. We're getting closer. We're getting closer and closer, and who knows, something may be coming sooner than later. And they, once again, with updated effects, I think they can go and take this in a totally different direction. They need to get away from the Flynn and the Flynn son storyline. You can still bring in Clue, and you can still bring in Tron, because they're parts of the computer universe, and they just would get rebooted. So yes, bring in Clue, but obviously we know that Flynn himself isn't going to be back unless they somehow resurrect him and bring him back. I don't see how that's going to happen. But as long as they move on from this guy, a Tron 3, I'm totally on board for. I'd be totally on board for that. But something I'm not totally on board for is a Passion of the Christ Resurrection, a sequel to Passion of the Christ that came out, 18 years ago. And here's the thing. If they're going to do the resurrection story, Jim Caviezel, the resurrection was only supposed to happen like a couple of days after. Now he's going to be like 20 years older. No. But apparently there's a script out there. Jim Caviezel's a problem too. He's a major problem, just like Gibson, except Gibson's sort of been playing ball lately. He hasn't been going off in those crazy tangents. But Caviezel hasn't. He's gone completely off the deep end. He's drank so much bad Kool-Aid that if you see any kind of footage of him trying to talk about politics, he went down the road of trying to be in politics, and he's just off the rails so bad. I couldn't imagine even trying to work with him, because that's how he was so immersed in all of that stuff in the States, on the right side of stuff, that it got into his work, and he would just come to the set with all of this weird stuff going on in his head, and he would want to try to preach and do all of this kind of thing, and it just became a real problem to work with him. So he's lost. He's gone. He's not coming back. Noah is a spinoff, and they said that Noah's a spinoff. And then you go on to read about more of the script, and they're saying that Mel Gibson may pull in that some kind of extraterrestrial element into this, because if it's going to use that, well, we knew that Noah had those weird things in it, those kind of rock monsters or whatever they were. It's Old Testament stuff, guys. You can't trust in what they were talking about in the Old Testament, and I know that's going to rub a bunch of religious people out there the wrong way, but I mean, come on, it was written 2,000 years ago, if not longer, and it was pieced together by other people putting together these stories to try to put together some kind of script so that we could build a society on that. It's just, well, yeah. And if they're going to go like the spaceship route with it, like, yeah, what does God need with a spaceship? I would say if they're going to make that, if they're going to go full tilt crazy with it and say that there was some kind of extraterrestrial reason why he got resurrected, well, then just tie it in with the Prometheus engineers. You know, because that's what Ridley Scott was hinting at in Prometheus, was that these engineer guys, the reason why they want to go back and destroy Earth is that one of them seeded Earth with his seed, or what, you know, they took that black goo and they made Earth, and then humans found one of them, which was Jesus, and hung him up and, you know, put him on the cross and killed him and everything. So that's why the engineers were wanting to go back to Earth and wipe them out. Well, fine, go with that story. If you're gonna go totally weird with Passion of the Christ too, go that way. Go that way, because that would be awesome. That's what I would want to see. All right, before I ruffle any more feathers with the religious talk, let's move on. I just felt like we had to address that. Oscars are coming out this weekend, guys, and are you getting hyped? Are you getting excited? It sounds like Beyonce is in talks to perform at the Oscars telecast from Compton tennis courts. Why not just bring her in so she can dress up and actually have a live performance? I guess they don't want to do that. They're saying that it's going to be live from the tennis courts. Hey, Beyonce is a great talent. I'm sure that people want to hear her sing. I got no problem with that. But you know what? Okay, they're courting her. But we'll talk about this here in a few moments, why this is a problem. But Beyonce in talks to perform at the Oscars. Well, okay, that'll just add to the running time of the Oscars. Same with Billie Eilish and Phineas will perform on telecast. So it sounds like these performers will be doing it all by remote, and then the Oscars will broadcast it. Hey, you know what? I got no problem with Billie Eilish. I don't listen to her music. It's not my bag. But as a performer, it sounds like she's got a really good head on her shoulders. She stops shows so she can take care of fans that are in distress in the stadiums and such like that, and it doesn't appear that she's gone down that rock and roll kind of drug infused kind of lifestyle. So it sounds like she's pretty cool. Okay, if she's going to perform again, it's one of those things that'll, you think, would help draw people to watch the Oscars. Or will it? Or is this what's the problem? See, as much as I like Beyonce and Billie Eilish, by all means, they're great performers. But when you think about it, they nominate 5 songs. Say they're on average, well, let's say 4 to 5 minutes. That's still about 25 to 30 minutes of them just playing songs at the Oscars. That's running time, guys. And they need to really cut down on the running time at the Oscars. And I got an idea on how we can fix that here just in a moment. Because, for some reason, IATSE calls out Academy's detrimental decision to reformat the Oscars telecast. And people just trying to revolt the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. I don't know why they would bother with that, because I guess, I don't know, they were on a stage and they're cutting down. They're not cutting down, guys. They're going to show it in between. And it's going to be one of those things, again, where you got the people that are invested in the industry saying that we need to recognize these other categories in a better way. Just make the show longer. Well, the show's long, but then you're also going to add in all these 5 songs of people performing. I think what they should do with the performances, as much as you like Beyonce and Billie Eilish, I think the only performance we should get at the Oscars is from whoever wins. and then that person gets to perform. And they can announce that beforehand, so the other people just aren't standing around waiting to perform. And I know that's not what people want to hear, that they should say that, well, that helps really break up the show into different parts, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It helps only to drag it out longer. And my idea for getting this really short, the longest piece of time that could get cut out is when people are walking up to the stage. And how do you cut that out? Well, you prep that ahead of time. So everybody who gets nominated would have a place in the theater that they would go to stand by with microphones, so that when it's announced, when that award goes up and they're going to say who's going to win, then they just cut to that side of the theater, and the winners are already standing at their platforms, and they just make the announcement. They get handed the award, and we don't have to waste time watching them go, oh, and then we have to watch them stand up and walk all the way down, cross over some people. Like, that's, if they can cut that stuff out, if they can streamline that, then I think that would really cut down on a lot of the time that's going on. And as far as the performers, you know what? That's why you have that's why you have like the hosts. The hosts are supposed to break that monotony up with their little skits, with their little jokes and stuff like that, commentary in between. That's what's supposed to happen. That's just how I feel about the Oscars. And one final thing that I misjudged yesterday was that Rachel Zegler story, that she's not. We talked about it at the end of the show in the Twitter roundup, but yeah, she didn't get an invitation to the Oscars. That's a huge problem because she's in West Side Story. I don't understand that. That's going to be corrected for sure if not by the end of the day. But that was trending yesterday too. She deserves to be there. I just didn't think that it was a big, huge story, but it is. People are talking about it, so there we go. We got to talk about it. And she's our Snow White. She's going to be in. What else was she going to be in? Something with Gal Gadot. Oh yeah, Shazam 2. She's going to be in Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Yes, and Snow White. And I'm not going to lose any sleep that I didn't talk about that more yesterday. It's just, hey guys, people are talking about that, so that's what we need to know. Ben Stiller eyes Jack Torrance's role in The Shining stage production. Again, this is one of those things where I wouldn't have thought anything about it, but Ben Stiller as Jack Torrance? Wait, The Shining's a stage production? I guess that kind of works. They're in the hotel there, so you could have like very limited settings, and yeah, I can see how that works, but Ben Stiller as Jack Torrance? Could you see Ben Stiller saying, "Here's well, actually, the 'Here's Johnny' line was ad-libbed by Jack Nicholson there. That wasn't in the novel. And of course, we know from Reputation that Stephen King hates that Kubrick version of The Shining, and he produced that TV series, the made-for-TV version that didn't fare all that well. That was more the live-action series in 1997 that was more honest to the books, and that didn't fare well with the fans either, because it was just, yeah. I still like the original Jack Nicholson movie, the Kubrick movie. I think it's an iconic movie that everybody who is a film fan should study. But Ben Stiller, Jack Torrance, yeah, that just jumped out at me, and I had to say, whoa, that's weird. But I'll check it out if it happens. At least try to get some footage. Tekken Bloodline official teaser came out the other day for Netflix. It's a series based on the fighting game. Okay, so I was a huge Tekken fan. In fact, when I used to live in Edmonton, I would go down to the arcade there, at the mall, and play Tekken tag tournament and play in like organized events like that. And I would usually play King and Lei Wu Long. Were my two characters that I specialized in. So I'm a fan of the franchise. I'm a fan of the mythos behind it, I guess, a little bit. It's a little bit like when it's just the political stuff, like the business stuff, like Hayashi Mishima here. He's like the grandfather of Jin Kazama, and it looks like Jin he hasn't had a haircut in ages because he's got the same haircut as he has when he's an older person. So, yeah, I don't know why they chose to do that. And his mother, June, I think, and the father was Kazuha. And it looks like this series is going to go into a little bit of that demon stuff. That's the road that Street Fighter went down too, with the dark key. I didn't like that. But we know that that's part of Tekken too, because one of them turns into Kazuha turns into a demon, right? And that's why Jin's blood gets tainted with the demon blood. But it looks like they're going to talk about that stuff in this little series trailer. The animation style looks like it's pretty cool. Is that Paul? That looks like it's Paul. Yeah, so we're going to be able to see some of your favorite characters from Tekken. I'll check that out, and that's something that it's on my interest. Power is everything, Jin Kazama learns. The family's self-defense arts, Kazama-style traditional martial arts, from his mother at an early age. He learned it from his mother at an early age. Okay, so Jin vowed revenge and sought absolute power to extract it. His quest will lead to the ultimate battle on the global stage, the king of the Iron Fist tournament. Enter the Tekken. Yes, coming soon. No release date? I thought you guys gave me a release date. Sometime in 2022. So no release date for the Tekken Bloodline. But if you guys are a fan of that, I'll be checking that out for sure. There's the poster. Tekken Bloodline coming 2022. Netflix series. Cool. Have to check that out. All right, guys. Let's just check out the Twitter. And actually, first, I want to talk about this. I've been doing these watch-alongs online. And I've been doing them live, but I've been really good at trying to not show pictures of the actual movie. But I've been giving you guys timestamps, and I tried to film one last night and just upload it later, but I ran into a myriad of problems with it. Number one, the file size is like over 2 gigs once it's like the full movie. And it took 4 hours for my computer to render it. And then there was no actual guarantee that it was going to be able to be uploaded. So this is the problem, guys. It got blocked. So there was like a small little section of it that got claimed because I showed too much of the picture, and it's blocked. So I'm glad that I did it. I did it not live because it's for the lake house. If I did it live and I got caught, then I would lose my privilege of doing live streams, and I can't do that. But seeing that blocked, seeing it claimed like that, that's one of the big reasons why I didn't want to go into doing movie reactions, because when you go to see reactions channels, they're always fighting those claims. They're always trying to fight that uphill battle, because you're not supposed to be using footage for other people. You're not supposed to be doing that, even though that YouTube says that they're supposed to be like fair use stuff. People have really gone and used that fair use stuff liberally, and they've gotten that little sense of entitlement. And as I said, there was only a small little part of it, but it took 4 hours for my computer to render it. It took like 40 minutes for it to upload to YouTube, only to get blocked. So those are the myriad of problems going in. So I'm going to take it down. I'm going to re-edit it and chop out those bits that got claimed, and I'm going to refine this. So as I said, I want it to be kind of like a mix between the watch-alongs, which are fine, but the watch-alongs are full of like blank, empty space of me just kind of watching it. And I want to cut that stuff out like reaction channels do. But I also want to be able to show some of the footage on the side too. But I don't want to get claimed, and I don't want it to be something where I'm going to hassle over every time I try to upload something, because that will really dispirit me and say, well, I don't really want to do that. So I'll tinker with this, hopefully, and you'll be able to see a live watch along. Well, not watch along anymore. A reaction where I talk about all my favorite scenes in it and what it meant to me, and you'll be able to learn about how I watch movies. Like, that's what it's really about. It's like a cinematic appreciation of the lake house and It's a little bit more of a critical analysis, a revisit. So it's a cross between a full reaction video and somebody examining it in real time. So it's like a hybrid of the two. And I feel like that's cool, but I just got to work out these kinks with the copyright claims. And I wanted to post the full thing, but it looks like it's not going to let me do that. So the lake house will be up later sometime this week. I just got to edit it and chop it out so that it's not going to get claimed. But I wanted it out today so that we can capitalize on the Sandra Bullock stuff. But we'll have to pay attention for that, see what happens with that. That's just an update that I wanted to give with you guys to let you know that that's in the works. And once I can refine and hone that process, then I'll be able to churn them out like this, because I filmed it all in one night, but the editing process of it will take a little bit longer. If you didn't know, refining processes, examining processes is something that I went to college for. And it's actually one of my favorite things, is that I have tools that I can draw from my education to map out processes and refine things and make them faster, make them better, cut out my times where I'm wasting time. And usually that stuff is adapted for a manufacturing process, but it's also used for my YouTube process for sure. Okay, so what's this? I can't show this trailer here. The trailer for Where the Crawdads Sing, that dropped like 2 hours ago. Okay, and has a brand new song with Taylor Swift. Ooh, I'll have to check that out for sure. Taylor Swift performs a brand new original song for the upcoming film adaptation Where the Crawdads Sing. Daisy Edgar Jones. Hey, you know what? I'm going to do a trailer reaction for that then later on today, which will get copyright claimed because of the video footage and probably because of the song. Maybe I can't do a trailer reaction for that then. And there's the poster. The poster for Where the Crawdads Sing, Daisy Edgar Jones. Okay, based on the global selling phenomenon. Ooh, Men. New poster for Alex Garland's Men. That's that horror movie that's coming out with her staring down that long, dark tunnel. You remember that trailer that we did a reaction for? That's cool. And Alex Garland is the guy who did Ex Machina. And yeah, I can't wait for that. And Annihilation. Men. Huh. Interesting poster. Margot Robbie wants to do a rom-com. I was just saying this to a director the other night. I want to do a straight-up 90s rom-com. Well, cool. Can I be the love interest? You know, maybe I could pull off a small acting gig. Okay. And there's lots about Margot Robbie today. Sebastian Stan, photographed with his abs out. Disney's Disenchanted will undergo reshoots next month. Disenchanted? Huh. Okay, and there's more from the ambulance press tour. Who is this? Lily Reinhardt. Huh. The Tourist, starring Jamie Dornan, has been renewed for a second season. Avatar 2 teaser trailer will reportedly be attached to Doctor Strange 2 on May 6th. Breaking news. Cool, man. Avatar 2 trailer on Doctor Strange. Pay attention for that. Jordan Peele's Us opened in cinemas 3 years ago. Who cares about that? And I think that's it for the Twitter roundup, guys. I don't think there's much more to talk about today. I have to go and have my breakfast and take my mother grocery shopping. Beyonce is in talks for a satellite performance of Be Alive at the Oscars. Yes, we knew that. We talked about that already today. Fuzz in the live chat says, hey man, how's it going? We're just rounding out the show today. Amanda Bynes' conservatorship is set to end tomorrow, according to... Okay, so she was under conservatorship. She was one of those child stars that really went off the rails And it sounds like she's got her life back together. Like, that's good news. Great. Hopefully she can keep it together. Okay. Christina Ricci has been cast as a series regular in Wednesday, starring Jenna Ortega as Wednesday. And is that Tim Burton's Wednesday? It's going to be like an animated version of Wednesday Addams, right? Or is it, or like there's two of them coming out. One of them's animated, but Jenna Ortega is going to be the title role, and Christina Ricci is just going to be a regular in the series. Cool. I have to pay attention to that. This is a good place to end for the show today, because we started with The Lost City and Sandra Bullock news. It's sitting at a 96% on the tomato meter with only 24 reviews. The audience scores 91% have said that they liked it, and that's good. And that's where we started the show today, with that bit of news. Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum meeting. And we'll end it with that there today. I know that The Lost City comes out tomorrow in some places, but I'm probably going to go see it Thursday night. And I'm looking forward to it. This gives me confidence, like 96%, 91%. That means people are liking it, just like Batman, right? Batman had those scores, early scores. That a rom-com is going to be well received at the box office. It will knock out Batman from the #1 spot. But guys, that's the way that it's been today in the realm of movie and entertainment news. Feel free to follow me on all the social medias there, linked below. Hey guys, you know what? I link a lot of the shorts on TikTok and Instagram, so those get traffic and traction on those sites as well. So if you want to see some of the behind the scenes stuff, always follow the Instagram and you get to see, a little bit of there. And of course, everything gets tied in with the Facebook page. Twitter, you know what Twitter is. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. See you tomorrow.